magical star beings, this is Psychic Siren Tarot and welcome to the channel. In today's reading we're going to be taking a look at how people view you based off your style and aesthetic, okay? So please be aware this is a general reading, only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals. So for pile number 1 we have Howlite. And we have the card Shamanic Journey with Purpose, Attunement, and Vision Quest. For pile number 2, we have Orange Calcite. And we have the card Courage, Strength, Fierceness, and Family. And for pile number 3, we have this red cat's eye crystal. And we have the card Duality with Many Meanings and Misunderstanding. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. And once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I will see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this Howlite crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how people view you based off your style and aesthetic. So you chose the card Shamanic Journey with Purpose, Attunement, and Vision Quest. Please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest, as the messages may differ for everyone watching, especially if I talk about a little bit about your style and aesthetic. So I'm feeling drawn to just closing my eyes and seeing what comes through. Any visions? Spirit is showing me a butterfly. This is my pile of beautiful butterflies that everyone wants to keep and catch. Beautiful, colorful butterflies, but it seems you're just always fluttering around. I'm seeing like these, it's not like high heel shoes, but like it's like short high heels or flat sandals that people really like about you. And people really like the shoes you wear for some of you. And now I'm seeing like high heels. So people are really drawn to the shoes you wear. And I'm just seeing sandals again and a butterfly again. Anything else about my pile number 1 style, please, spirit guides? So spirit is showing me a bright sun. Some of you could have this kind of energy to you that is very bright, and like a sun, you're very much noticed, you stand out in some way. Okay, and spirit is also showing me a shell. You could have a very ethereal kind of style or beauty, and that's something people notice. And spirit is showing me like a canvas and paint. So I guess some of you could be very artistic with your style and your aesthetic. You could put together pieces of clothing that no one would think of. Very unique, very innovative, and very creative. Anything else about their style and aesthetic, please, spirit guides? I guess that's all spirit is showing me clairvoyantly. And then I'm noticing this woman's white dress. Some of you look very gentle, very serene and cute. Like, people think you're very cute based off your style. People think that you're very creative and innovative, like I said before. Like, your mind is just amazing because it can put together pieces no one can think of. And it's like, wow, I never thought of wearing that color with that color. Or, wow, I never thought of wearing that with that. Like, it's almost like people look at you like a Pinterest model, and people look to you for inspiration, and that's something I see here. You may not always know that, but like when you're walking in public, strangers will look at you and be like, oh, I really love the outfit. Like, it's so creative the way they put it together. I want to try and do it like that. And I feel like some of you may even sew your own clothes or make your own clothes, and it's like very stylish and eye-catching is the word I'm hearing. Some of you, like, I'm looking at her dress here. Some of you look like you have a pure soul based off the way you dress or your style or your vibe. There's something about you that gives off this pure vibe, this kind of sweet, angelic energy. You could have an aura that is very angelic but also ethereal at the same time, and it's like people look at you and it's like, oh my gosh, did an angel fall from heaven? Some of you could also wear clothes that show off parts of your body or just look really good on your body. Like, you know how different people can wear, um, like, let's say one person wears a dress and it perfectly fits their body and makes parts of their body stand out, if that makes sense. I'm seeing that, like, people look at you and see that and like that about your style and aesthetic. So now, enough about the style and aesthetic. I want to look more into how people view you based off this. So I feel like people view you, like I said, is very creative, very innovative, but also very sweet, very pure-hearted. But people also view you to be someone that has a purpose wherever you go. There's something about you that looks very focused wherever you go. Something about you that looks like you have a plan for your life, like you are busy and booked, or that you're just focused on what you need to do. Like you could be in the grocery store and you're focused on what you need to do and you don't notice people staring at you. You could be somewhere in the mall and people look at you and it's like you have a plan, you're focused on what you need to do. You could look like you are someone that really works hard to where you want to be. And that's something I'm noticing here. And people really like your vibe. Like people get goosebumps and chills when they're around you because your energy is very high vibrational. And I'm not just feeling like your style or aesthetic makes you seem this way. Like people really like your vibe, and it's like people really like being around you because of your vibe. That's something I see. So I'm going to pull some more oracle cards and see what else shows up for you. I'm also seeing a ring clairvoyantly, so some of you could really wear jewelry or accessories that people really like. Um, Something about you really pull off. I all of a sudden can't speak. Some people may stutter in front of you. You really pull off the jewelry you wear in a really good way, if that makes sense. And you make it look good on you. I feel like you're the type of person that can wear something and make it look good on you, whereas someone else could wear it and it look weird on them. Not that I'm comparing you to others, but this is just what Spirit is showing me. So, can I know more about how people view my pile number ones based off their style and aesthetic? We have the water fairy with feelings and emotions. So, people view you as someone that feels things on a very deep level, someone that is very connected to your emotions, and you honor your emotions and feelings, and that's how people view you. But people also view you as very sweet, very trustworthy, very much like a pure-hearted soul that couldn't hurt a fly. And I feel like people view you to be very beautiful based off your style and aesthetic, but this gentle kind of beauty, if that makes sense. This gentle kind of soul. People view you to be very gentle, but also trustworthy, and some people just think that you're very connected to your emotions, like you wouldn't mind crying or speaking about your feelings or helping others with their feelings. People may view you as very compassionate, but also someone that is transforming in their sense of self, in their healing journey. So people may view you as someone that is a healer or has healing energy if they are spiritual, or they may just view you to have a very good energy, someone that is always going to look out for others that they love, and that's the feeling I get from you. And since she is naked here, I feel like people view you as very open, very trustworthy. So, how do people view my pile number ones based off their style and aesthetic? We have the goblin with the wounded human ego. I want to clarify this card. Please clarify this card for me, Spirit Guides of Pile 1. So we have the Bard, music, poetry, myth, history, and the enchantment of storytelling. You know what I'm feeling? This is not you, this is other people. Because there's something here about people looking at you and thinking that you're very much creative, like I said before, with the way you dress. Some of you could actually be creative. Some of you could do music, poetry, create art, things like that. And it seems that sometimes people look at your style and aesthetic and it wounds their ego, because it's like you may get a lot more attention than them in the way you do your style and put it together. It's like they're kind of jealous of you because of how you put certain items and pieces together in your style and aesthetic, and they're jealous of your creativity because they wish they could do it like you, but they can't. And there's this feeling of like, I want to ask you for help. I want to ask how you thought of doing this, how you thought of this idea and this and this and this, but I'm too in my ego to ask you. And some people also look at your gentleness and then kind of think it's okay to be deceiving towards you, because it's like sometimes they think you're naive, but I don't think you're naive, my pile ones. I think you're actually very intuitive, because we have the full moon here at the back. So that's something I see. And people are sometimes also jealous of your transformative abilities, because we have the these things here. What are they called again? Tadpole leaves, and then we have the lotus flower here, which represents transformation and rebirth. So I think sometimes people are jealous of that. And you also, when I say you have this type of energy where you look like you have focus, you look like you have a purpose wherever you go, it's like sometimes people are jealous of that, because you also look like someone that takes care of your physical health. You look like someone that has a great foundation in terms of your life and what you're doing and your career. And maybe people also think you're quite lucky, because we have the luck card at the back of the deck. Luck, industriousness, sweet victory. So people may think you're quite lucky or quite successful because of the way you dress. Maybe your clothes look really like good quality on you. So I'm going to remove this card and add some small tarot cards for you. So how do people view my pile number ones based off their style and aesthetic? We have the King of Wands with the Adder. These snakes here remind me of jealousy, and it looks like they're kind of competing with each other. I don't know. I'm just getting that vibe based off this card. I wouldn't normally read it like that. Then we have the Ace of Stones, which is the Ace of Pentacles with the foundation of life. So what I said about you looking like you have a strong foundation in your career, or you look very lucky, like you are working hard towards where you want to be, and sometimes people may compete with you because of that. And this is just how they view you, even if you don't view yourself like this. Maybe there's something about your style or aesthetic that makes you look like you are having a strong foundation in your career. Like maybe your clothes look like they're really good quality. I spoke about jewelry. Maybe you look like you wear expensive jewelry, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be normal jewelry, but then they think it's expensive. You get what I mean? Can I know more about how people view my pile number ones based off their style and aesthetic? So we have the Three of Pentacles with creativity. What did I say? I love when cards come out and they're exactly what I said. And then we have the Seven of Cups with mourning. So with the mourning card, I take this as maybe that you're healing from something. I think this is how your vibe gives off that vibe, like you're healing something within yourself. And then at the back of the deck, we have the Seer, which is the High Priestess. Like I said, you're very, very intuitive. And sometimes I think sometimes you're intuitive with the way you put together your look, and it flows through your creativity as well. And that's something I see here. So what I'm feeling from your energy, I'm seeing the number 7. The number 7 is also about luck. So like I said, something about you seems very lucky. But also something about your style or aesthetic makes you look very grounded, makes you look very focused on where you need to be, because there's a lot of earthy energies here in these cards. Even though it's not earth cards, all of them, like we see trees here and things like that. So that's something I see. And there's something about you that looks grounded and put together in some way. So how do people view my pile number 1s based on their style and aesthetic? We have the 8 of Pentacles. So people view you as someone that is a hard worker, someone that is always working towards where you want to be. You know, some of you could go to places in your work clothes and it's like, I don't know, I'm feeling like some of you have uniforms and you go to places in your work clothes and then people think that you work really hard. We have the 3 of Swords, so healing from heartbreak. Maybe there's something about your eyes that look a little bit sad. We have the Empress card, so there's something about you, even how I said like you have this energy of having like this pure soul. There's also something very seductive about you, that people view you based on your style and aesthetic. But I'm also feeling like some of you dress quite modestly and you're not trying to be seductive, but it's just your energy is very magnetic. And I'm feeling for some of you, you have this very Venusian energy. Like you really stand out in a crowd based off your style and aesthetic. And people view you as someone that is always turning heads, someone that is making people stop and stare. And I feel like you could have a lot of people think that you're someone that has it all, is something I'm hearing. But also, like in terms of your looks, people could think that you are very confident in yourself because of the way you look, because of how much beauty or handsomeness you have. And it's like they automatically assume that you are someone that is very confident. You know, maybe even if people don't compliment you, it could be because they naturally assume that you already get a lot of compliments. Do you get what I mean? And people naturally also view you as someone very powerful, someone very intellectual, and healing from some kind of heartbreak. We have the Sun card. So people view you as someone very happy-go-lucky with the Sun card, and people also view you as someone that doesn't mind playing around. And the Sun card can also relate to creativity, which is quite interesting. But people also view you as someone that has this kind of youthful look to you, because the Sun card, we see, you know, a child there. So you could have a very youthful look to you. Some people could think you're younger than you are. Like, let's say you are, for example, let's say you are in your 40s and people think you're 28. Or, you know, that's just an example. Or if you're still young watching this video, like in your 20s, then people could think that about you later on in your life, that you're going to look very young for your age, because there's something about your skin that looks very healthy, radiant and glowy is something I'm hearing for some of you, whereas some of you just have this youthful energy to you because you're not afraid to let your inner child out and can play, and it makes your energy look younger, it makes your face look younger. Like if you're someone that smiles a lot, That's something I see. People maybe naturally view you as a very happy person because of the way you dress and your style and aesthetic. Some of you could be very colorful or very expressive, very creative with the way you dress, and people naturally think that you're very happy because of that. We have the King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles talks about finances and riches and things like that. You know, maybe naturally people assume that you are quite wealthy or financially well off, or maybe you have someone that pays for your clothes. Maybe people think that you're wearing designer things, but you're not. Like, that's the type of vibe I'm getting from you. And then we have the Page of Wands. So here we see creativity again. Then we have the Strength card with Leo here. So, like I said, people could view you as someone that really stands out, someone that turns heads. I think people also view you as someone pretty strong because it looks like you're healing from something, or at least that's what people think about you. People also think that you're someone that stands up for those you love and that you are quite intuitive when it comes to people and discerning people. People could also view you as someone that is protective to those you love. And people also view you as someone that is quite passionate about life. People view you as someone that is supportive towards your friends. And like, I feel the feeling that a lot of people want to be your friend because of the way they view you here. And I'm also feeling like people view you as someone that is becoming more grounded. Like, maybe sometimes, at times, like, maybe you had some anxiety, but it's like now you look more grounded and at peace. People also view you as someone that has an easy time attracting lovers and someone that really stands out and shines, if that makes sense. People also view you as someone that will always find a way out of dark situations or moments, and that you have a lot of strength and determination within you. And that's how they view you based off your style and aesthetic. But they also view you as someone quite nurturing and someone quite knowledgeable and wise and outspoken, and that's something I see here. I think people also view you as quite joyful, like you have a lot of joy around you. And I think that's all I have for you, my pile number ones. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this orange calcite crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how people view you based off your style and aesthetic. So you chose the card Courage with Strength, Fierceness, and Family. Please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest, especially when I go into talking about your style. So I feel drawn to just closing my eyes for a second and seeing if Spirit has anything to show me about your style. So Spirit is showing me nails. People really like your nails. Some of you wear like acrylic nails, some of you paint your nails, and some of your nails are natural, but like people just like looking at your hands and your nails. And I'm seeing some of you have French, that French, what is it called? French nail. I don't know what it's called, but the one where there's like white. And I'm seeing eyes. People really like your eyes. Some of you wear really nice eye makeup, and it's like people are really, really drawn to looking at your eyes. I'm seeing headphones. Some of you walk around with headphones or earphones, and it's like you're in your own little world, but you don't realize people are staring at you. I'm seeing like those, I don't know what they're called, but you know when people play tennis and they wear those hats? I'm seeing that. Can I see more about my pile two's aesthetic, please, spirit guides? I'm seeing some of you wear really nice sunglasses and people like that. I'm feeling like your eyes are dreamy, like Spirit is showing me your eyes again. Like some of you have dreamy eyes that people like to look at, or doe eyes. Can I see more about pile two's aesthetic, Spirit guides, please? Spirit is showing me beanies, so a lot of things about like hats and things you wear on your head that people like if you do. So Spirit is showing me something funny, like some of you in your slippers and you're just dressed casual, but people still like to stare at you and look at you. Like you could wear anything and people stare at you and look at you. Spirit is showing me boba tea. I don't know why. Maybe that has to do with your aesthetic. You know how like it is 3:33 in the clock. So with boba tea, I'm feeling like some of you are from Asia, or I don't know, something about that. And I'm seeing some of you wear like a motorbike hat, not motorbike hat. Um, all of a sudden I forgot how to speak. The motorbike, oh, motorbike helmet. I'm seeing it that like my brain just got confused there for a moment. But I guess that's all I'm seeing for style and aesthetic. But what I'm feeling from your energy, my pile twos, even if I didn't say anything that you wear, I feel like based off your style and aesthetic, I feel like you give off the impression that you're very fierce, that you're very confident in yourself, no matter what you wear, because it's like there's something about you wearing something and it looking very good on you, and you looking very confident and pulling it off in a very stylish way. And I feel like you have this leadership type of energy with the lion here. And this type of energy of like you could wear something and be a trendsetter. And even if you are not trying to be a trendsetter, it's like other people could look at you and start to copy your style and your aesthetic, or find inspiration from it. And with the lion here, there's something about you really standing out. Even if you don't wear like out there styles and aesthetics to make people look at you, you could even just go somewhere in your pajamas and people will stop and stare at you, because it's your style that is not just wearing you. You know, like how sometimes models will be like, don't let the clothes wear you, you wear the clothes. I feel like you're the perfect example of that, because you can wear literally anything and people will still stare at you. And that's a feeling I get from you. And people naturally assume or view you to be quite confident, quite fierce in yourself. And it's like you just look like effortless, and there's something about you that looks effortless and confident in yourself with whatever you wear. And I don't know how to quite describe this energy, but I'm hoping like it makes sense to you, because I just feel you have this kind of trendsetter energy, even if you don't try to be like that. And there's something about you looking very courageous, because there's something about you wearing things that maybe other people would be too shy to wear, or wearing things that are very unique to you, and standing out and being courageous and being your true self. I think with your style and aesthetic, people really think that you are being authentic with the things you wear. And it's not like you try to copy or mimic anyone else. And with that authenticness, your vibe or your aura comes across as very confident and very fierce. Even if you do not see yourself that way, people may view you that way. And it's like then people start to want to copy you, because it's like they can naturally sense that you are being real, you know what I mean? And that's something I see here. So I'm gonna pull some more oracle cards and see what else shows up about how people view you based off your style and aesthetic. So how do people view my pile twos based off their style and aesthetic? I'm hearing some of you wear jumpsuits and people really like that. How do people view my pile two based off their style and aesthetic? We have these two cards, the deer with gentleness and diplomacy. And we have the swan with transformation and trusting these psychic gifts. So there's something about you that dresses up and it's like your intuition tells you what to wear. And that's something when people look at you, it's like there's this mysterious vibe to you where it's like, how did they think of that idea? How did they think of wearing that with that? How did they think of that color with that color? It's like you use your intuition to pick out what you're going to wear. And something about your aura just looks very confident, but also mysterious at the same time, where people look at you and then they're wondering about you and they're kind of like, who is that person over there? Who is pile number 2? There's something about you also being very colorful and creative with the way you dress and your style, and people think you're quite eye-catching and beautiful, and people view you to be someone that is always transforming the way you look. You could be someone that lives in your authentic truth, where it's like, okay, today I'm wearing this style and aesthetic, tomorrow I'm wearing a completely different style and aesthetic. And it's like sometimes you throw people off guard, because it's like when they try to copy your style or aesthetic, then it's like, oh, I'm gonna copy pile to what they wore yesterday. But then tomorrow you wear a completely different style, and then they're like, what? Like they're caught off guard, if that makes sense. That's something I see. And I feel like people also view you as someone that just does things and it's easy for you. Because I'm even looking at all the 2s here. There's something about people viewing you as someone that is always in the right place at the right time. Someone that is very put together, graceful. You know, people may also view you as someone very romantic with the way your style or aesthetic is. People may also view you as gentle but fierce at the same time. Like this loving soul, but at the same time, don't F with me. That kind of vibe. People also view you as very intuitive, because it's like there's certain things you say or do that makes you look intuitive. And I'm feeling like some of you could wear things and you intuitively wear things, and it's like people never thought of doing that. And then a year later or a season later, that style that you wore comes into style, if that makes sense. That's something I see, and people also view you as quite powerful and strong, but at the same time having this gentle side to you based off your style and aesthetic, and I guess it's the way they perceive you. But with the lion here, there's something about you standing out, something about people noticing you based off your style and aesthetic. And I'm seeing here there's some of you that have like really great talents and strengths within you. And it's like when you do certain things, people really think that you're talented at it. There's something about you looking graceful. Like I feel like you could be at the gym, you know, working out really hard, but then people will look at you and be like, oh my gosh, Pal 2 didn't even break a sweat. Like it looks so easy for them. Like that type of energy. It doesn't have to be at the gym, but that's just an example of the energy I'm seeing here. And I feel like people naturally view you as this person that things just come easy to you, that you can do a lot of talents, that you're very talented, that you can do a lot of hobbies and things and be good at it, and that you're always transforming the way you look, always transforming in terms of your emotions, and that you have some kind of emotional resilience. People also view you as someone that treats others like family, someone that is very truthful, honest, and it's like you have integrity, and that's something I see people view you as. So how do people view my pile number 2s based off their style and aesthetic? I'm hearing some of you are also quite colorful people. You dress up in colors and you're not afraid to express yourself, and that's something people see you as. We have the 3 of Swords with jealousy. So you do get some people that are quite jealous of you, because it's like you are always on top of things, and you are always, we have 4 of Wands with celebration. You are always celebrated with the way you dress and your style and aesthetic, or people may naturally assume that a lot of people look at you, that a lot of people celebrate your look, that a lot of people compliment you, and then because they are getting a lack of all eyes on them, it's like this type of feeling of them getting jealous. Because I feel like, let's say you had to go to a party, I feel like other people would look at you and you wouldn't even notice how many people stare at you. And then they naturally assume that a lot of people are complimenting you, that you're taking all eyes on you. And it's like maybe people will naturally want to party with you or celebrate with you because you look so outgoing. That's the type of feeling I get. Like, people think that a lot of people are celebrating you, that a lot of people are around you, that you're very well liked. People also just think that you are someone that is always happy in your life, even if you're not. Like, people think that, and people also think that you're quite confident in yourself. And if they don't compliment you a lot, that's why, because they think you already know, or they think that you already get a lot of compliments. So people are also jealous of that thing about how I said it looks easy for you to do certain things and it just looks effortless for you, but people are also jealous of you being unique and authentic to yourself because you're not afraid to stand out and wear what you want to wear, if that makes sense. So how do people view my pile twos based off their style and aesthetic? We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Mirror. I'm hearing Katana. So a lot of references there. Okay, anyways, I'm also hearing like that song Fierce and Confident, blah 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 blah, blah, something like that. I'm not sure what song I'm hearing. It's like Fierce and Confident, Best Dress on the Block, something like that. I don't know if I'm getting the words right, but I'm hearing that melody. And now I'm hearing Glamorous by Fergie. So there's some people that view you to be quite glamorous in some way, or your life to be quite glamorous, but I think it's also the way you carry yourself, okay? And I'm also seeing people view you with the Mirror here to really like the way you look, because usually I would read the Mirror differently. This is the Justice card, I think. Or oh no, this is actually the Hanged Man. Sorry about that. But with the Mirror here, I'd naturally assume people view you as someone that maybe looks in the mirror a lot. I don't know if people view you to be... I'm hearing that song, You're So Vain. So I don't know if people view you to be quite vain because you give off this confident look. But I don't think you're vain, my pile number twos. I actually think you just have this gentle soul. But at the same time, I think you've been learning to love yourself more. And you've been learning to not care about what other people think. And I think it's just their perception of you if you know you... If you are comfortable with yourself and you're confident in yourself and you carry yourself with confidence, sometimes people, they don't love themselves, so then their perception of it is vain, but I don't think that. Whereas other people with the Mirror view you as someone that maybe has a lot of attractiveness, and it's like maybe they view you as someone that puts a lot of time and effort into the way you look because you want to look presentable in some type of way, and that's something I see. So it depends on the way people perceive it, but at the same time people also view you to be quite confident in yourself, and it's like people also view you to maybe not have any insecurities and things like that, that things are turning for you in your favor in your life, if that makes sense. And that's how people view you based off your style and aesthetic. So spirit guides have pile two. How do people view my pile twos based off their style and aesthetic? We have the Three of Cups. We have the Two of Cups. So people view you to be quite well liked by people in general. With the Three of Cups, it's like maybe even people view you to be someone that has a lot of friends, to be someone that is quite respected in your community or in your career. And maybe people also view you as someone that is always having celebrations in your life, always having excitement in your life, something to look forward to. Maybe people also view you to be someone that goes to a lot of events, that has a lot of connections and knows a lot of people, and to be quite liked by people in general. I'm also seeing this energy where people also may view you to be quite um, photogenic, if that makes sense. I'm like seeing people like to scroll through your social media and look at your outfits and things like that, and they view you to be quite photogenic. And people also view you to have a smile that lights up the whole room, to have a very colorful personality. People also view you as someone that doesn't have any trouble attracting love, because they may view you to be quite beautiful or quite handsome in some way. And it's like people may view you to be someone that goes on a lot of dates, or someone that is already in a romantic connection. I'm hearing, how could a person like you how could a person so beautiful like you be single? That's what I'm hearing. So that's something I see. So maybe they naturally assume you are already in a relationship. That's something I see. So more about pile 2 and how people view them based off their style and aesthetic. We have the Hanged Woman in reverse. So with the Hanged Woman in reverse, I'm feeling like maybe some people view you to be someone that has this type of energy of like taking long to get ready. Maybe they assume that you take very long to get ready, that you spend a lot of time doing your makeup, doing your hair, looking put together. People view you to be quite put together, having your life in order and organized, but also at the same time people may view you as someone that has a lot of friends, someone that's always going out and doing things. And it's like maybe they view you as someone where, okay, if I had to ask you out on a date, I may have to wait a week to see you because, maybe you're going out with a lot of people. For some of you, people view you to be someone that is like that, whereas I feel some of you don't actually take that long to get ready. There's just something that looks presentable about you. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm also hearing for some of you, people may view you to be quite beautiful or quite alluring and magnetic here with the Queen of Wands, but also handsome in some way where you can get into places just off your charm or your look or your aesthetic. It's like this type of energy of maybe you're going to a bar and like people naturally assume or think that you can get in for free, whereas other people have to pay because maybe you have connections, you know them, or because you're quite beautiful or handsome. I don't know. That's just what people assume. It doesn't have to be true. But people also think you're quite confident, think you're quite alluring, think that you are someone that is very unique and inspiring. I think you inspire a lot of people with your style and aesthetic. But people also like your face and your hair. That's something I see. Because I'm really drawn to her hair here and her hair here and her face. Like, it looks so pretty. I'm hearing some of you have queen, king energy. Like, you really stand out in some way and you really make all eyes on you look at you, if that makes sense. And you may not even notice. Or people may just view you to be someone that has a lot of attention on you. We have the Six of Wands, so people view you to be someone that is quite passionate about the work you do, to be someone quite successful and well known. And I'm feeling like as a result of this, um, you may have some jealousy or people gossiping about you with the devil here, or people may think that you have a lot of people that are jealous of you because of these qualities and traits you have. And it's like this type of feeling of, ooh, I wouldn't want to stand out so much as them, because what if they have a lot of people being jealous of them? Like that type of feeling. But I feel you are meant to stand out. You are meant to shine in this lifetime, my pile twos. and you're meant to be seen and acknowledged. And I feel like even when I feel some of you are introverted and you wouldn't even relate to this feeling of being celebrated by others, but it's like you stand out and you shine so much that people just get that impression from you. And people also just assume that you and view you as creative, view you as, passionate about life, view you as someone that has a lot of happiness and joy in your life. But people also view you to be quite loving, to be quite sincere and gentle. And it's like they also view you to be someone that is put together or perfect in some way, even if you don't view yourself that way. People also view you to be someone quite joyous, someone that has this optimism for life. And we have the Hermit card, as well as the Star card. So people view you to be someone that shines, someone that stands out. And people also view you to be someone that is quite wise for your age and quite intelligent for your age when you speak. So that's something I see here. And this is what I see in your reading about how people view you based off your style and aesthetic. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this red cat's eye, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how people view you based off your style and aesthetic. Please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest, especially when I look into your style and aesthetic. You chose the card Duality with many meanings and misunderstanding. So I feel drawn to, for every pile, closing my eyes and just seeing what Spirit shows me about your aesthetic and your style. So Spirit guides of my pile number 3, please show me anything about pile 3's style and aesthetic. I'm seeing some of you like to cook and bake, and it's like there's this delicious kind of aroma around you. I don't know. I know that doesn't have to do with your style, but maybe like some of you that bake, like you smell like cake or something, or you smell really sweet. And I'm seeing cute sandals, so some of you wear really cute sandals, really cute heels I'm seeing as well. Can I see more about pile 3's style and aesthetic? I'm seeing really cute sunglasses and accessories like those handbags. Like some of you like really wear cute handbags, and that's something I see. Like Spirit is keeping on showing me heels. I don't know. Like people really like to look at your shoes. Can I know more about pile 3's style and aesthetic? Spirit is showing me hats. Some of you wear hats. And dresses. Like some of you wear dresses and it really pulls off all parts of your body. Like all parts of your body look really good. And I'm seeing some of you wear eyeliner, or your eyes look really good, your eye makeup if you wear makeup. Anything else about pile 3's style and aesthetic, please? I'm seeing people really like your hair and your eyes, regardless of your gender. So I'm seeing like a male's hair, woman's hair, but also eyes. And I'm looking at this woman here in her red dress, and there's something about her that looks very alluring, that looks very much like she just stands out with the red. Some of you could look very romantic or classy in terms of your style or aesthetic, whereas others of you could have this seductive look to you, even when you're not trying, and that's something I see here. I'm hearing some of you, when you wear clothes, your body looks snatched. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing some of you wear I'm seeing some of you guys wear like saris, and people really like it on you. So that's something I just saw. And I'm seeing some of you have tattoos that people really like. So just take the messages as they resonate. Of course, I know everyone here wears different styles and aesthetic, but I just kind of wanted to see if there's a little bit there for you. And in terms of how people view you based off your style and aesthetic, I feel like maybe sometimes people misunderstand you based off your style or aesthetic. It's like, with this card showing up, if I talk about things in your reading, you may be like, that's not me. Like, that doesn't sound like me at all. You know, you may have some people get the wrong idea of you, or kind of just, how do I put this in words? You know when a stranger tells you about you and you're like, no, you're completely off. You don't know me at all. Like that type of energy. I feel like sometimes people misunderstand you, or like they don't truly see you on a deeper level when it comes to your clothing and your style. Like maybe there's some kind of like feeling of like them not truly seeing everything, if that makes sense, or seeing things clearly. I'm hearing some of you have the fashion style that is like ahead of your time, and like sometimes people can't always understand why you put that together, but then later on it comes into style and then they're like, oh my gosh, I want to wear that. You know, like that type of energy. Like you have an ahead of your time vibe to you, or style. And some of you are very classy or romantic in your style, and that's something I keep seeing. But I'm also feeling with the misunderstanding, some people could find you quite seductive, but then maybe you're not trying to be seductive, or like some people could be quite attracted to you, but you're not interested in them because of your style and aesthetic. I'm not sure, but that's something I see here. And I'm really drawn to her hair, so maybe some people even just get you the wrong way. Like maybe they think you spend hours on your hair or your makeup or this and that, but you're not. Like that's the type of feeling I get, like people aren't fully seeing the full truth, if that makes sense. I'm also seeing an energy whereby you do certain things and it seems like you have some kind of knowledge about fashion or styles or psychology behind certain colors. Even if you don't consciously know it, I feel like it has to do with past lives. And it's like maybe you could have been a fashion major in a past life, or could have studied fashion in some way, or psychology, or like the psychology behind colors and things like that, because I feel like there's certain things you wear that just make you stand out, and then people look at you and then they wonder how you did that, how you had that knowledge, and that's something I see. Okay, so spirit guides on my pile threes, may I please look into how people view them based off their style and aesthetic? We have the card Joy. So people view you as a naturally joyous person. It looks like you're very happy in your life. Okay, we have the Wind Fairy with thoughts, words, and intellectual analysis. Some of you could have an energy to you that people think you're very smart, very intellectual. People think that you are someone that is very intelligent, and it's like maybe they think that you've studied, or you've studied a lot of courses on fashion or psychology, but maybe you haven't. Like that's the feeling I get here. But not just on fashion and psychology. I feel like when you speak, it's like people assume or think you are quite smart or intelligent, and some of you have a poetic way of speaking. Okay, and that's something I see. And some of you have this powerful look to you, and people think you're quite confident in yourself and quite magnetic and mysterious, but maybe you don't feel so yourself. And I also feel like when people look at you as seductive, maybe you don't see yourself that way, but then they view you that way, if that makes sense. People also think that you have a good side profile, because I'm looking at her face here and it looks so nice. Whereas for others of you, people could also think that you are quite photogenic. People think that you have this sort of feminine power within your sexuality. For some of you, that's something I'm seeing. And for the males here watching, I feel it's different, where people view you as quite sexy, but like maybe view you as having a lot of attraction towards partners, if that makes sense. And that's something I see here. People could also think that you are someone that takes care of yourself, takes care of your body, gyms a lot, or exercises a lot, drinks a lot of water, eats a lot of fruits. And people could also think that you look quite bougie in some way. That is something I'm seeing clairvoyantly. Like people naturally assume you're bougie, but maybe you're not wearing that much expensive clothes, or like Maybe you're wearing jewelry and they think that you spent hundreds of dollars on that jewelry, but you didn't, you know. That's something I see. And people think that you are someone that is comfortable with your authentic self based off your style, and that you are always joyful and happy, if that makes sense, but also wealthy in some way. And I'm hearing that song by J-Lo, Jenny from the Block, and I'm hearing the line specifically where he's like, everybody's got to make a living. So something about that, maybe people quite assume you're quite wealthy and focused on your career, but it's like, you know, everyone has to make a living, so maybe people just think of you differently or misunderstand you and think that you're rich or something like that, but maybe you're not, and you're just really focused on your career. I don't know what it is, but something about that. And then at the back of the deck, we have anger, retaliation, and jealousy. Because you are someone that really stands out, because of you are someone that really catches people's eyes, and it looks like you just know what to wear and what to do to make people look at you. Even if you're not trying to get people to look at you, it's like you may attract some jealousy because of that. And because you look like you're happy, because you look like you're wealthy, because you look like this, because you look like you attract people in love, it's like you may sometimes get jealous people looking at you. And, you know, some of you may hear this and be like, why are people jealous? I'm not even wealthy. So I feel it's that misunderstanding energy I spoke about earlier. And I'm seeing some of you are quite sexy, where people sometimes assume you're available to dating. But like, let's say you're in a relationship or you're not interested in that. And then it's like, they just assume that they can just like flirt with you in a very charming way that gets you to. Okay, so this is only for 18 plus people, that gets you to sleep with them. So that's something I see. I don't know why I'm seeing that. Spirit guides of pile 3, may I please look into how people view them based off their physical appearance, not their physical appearance, their style and their aesthetic. We have the Knight of Pentacles with the horse. People view you as someone that is always on the go, always busy, because this horse is running. Okay. We have the 8 of Wands with Hearth Fire. So maybe people view you as someone that is quite celebrated, someone that is well liked by people around you, and that you're quite dedicated towards your work and where you want to be. Maybe people think you're always on the go, always busy, and that's something I see there. People could also think that you are free in some way, like you're very free, that you're very free of challenges because of the way they view you. I don't know, that's something I see. Spirit guides of pile 3, may I look into how people view them based off their style and aesthetic. We have the Shaman. I'm hearing some of you look spiritual in some way, or some of you look religious in some way. Like if you ever wear crystals or crystal jewelry, that's something I see here. But then also some of you look very fierce, powerful, confident. And I feel like some people view you to be spiritual because if you wear crystal necklaces and crystal beads and bracelets, or like if you're religious and you wear a cross or something like that, that's something I see here. Or some of you have a witchy aesthetic and people think you're quite witchy in some way. But people also naturally think that you're someone that has a lot of eyes on you, that people kind of watch you like a hawk, and that people naturally put you on a pedestal. And even if you don't view yourself in the way I say here, this could just be how people view you. We have the Forest Lovers. So I feel like people also view you as quite romantic, that like a lot of people want to seal the deal with you and propose to you or be with you forever, because we see this rope around their hands. You could get a lot of people naturally think that you have a lot of people wanting to date you or wanting to marry you, seeing you as marriage material in some way. That's something I see here as well. But I'm also seeing people think you're quite dedicated to your work. But some people also think that you're someone that parties a lot, celebrates life a lot, enjoys the pleasures of life because they think you're quite wealthy. Some people think that you're really confident in yourself and that you look in the mirror and you feel joy when you look at yourself, and that's something I see. Okay, Spirit Guides have pile 3. How do people view my pile 3s based off their style and aesthetic? So we have the High Priestess. So I don't know, like the feeling I get here is people view you as quite intuitive, like this feeling of you just know what to wear, you just know what to do to make the right moves and achieve something. You just know what to do to have a lot of partners like you. You just know what to do to create a reality that is happy for you. Like, I feel like people just think that you just know, if that makes sense. Like, you could just wear something and you can make it a trend or a style without realizing, or you could just wear something and then later on it becomes a fashion style, but you just knew. And that's the feeling I get here with the High Priestess. So how do people view my pile number 3s based off their style and aesthetic? We have the Page of Cups. So there's something about you that looks quite youthful. Maybe people think that you are younger than your age, or maybe people also think that you're not afraid to express yourself in a creative way, and they view you as quite playful, quite colorful people, and that's something I see. It's like you're not afraid to express yourself, okay? We have the Queen of Swords, so yes, self-expression, but also people may view you as someone that is outspoken, someone that has this type of energy of like, you're not afraid to speak your truth and speak your mind, but people also could view you as quite intelligent when you speak and quite knowledgeable and wise, okay? I'm also feeling like in your career, people could think that you are a boss or leader, or you could just have this quality where people think that you are quite charming or charismatic when you speak, and that you just get a lot of people's attention when you speak. How do people view my pile 3s based off their style and aesthetic? We have the Judgment card, so it just looks like you're very happy in your life, like you are spiritually connected to the divine, and that's what people think of you and how they view you. We have the 10 of Pentacles, so like I said earlier with the wealth energy, but also family, so maybe people view you as someone that is married or has a family or has kids or has pets, or maybe people view you as someone that treats others like family, or that family is important to you in some way. I also feel like people view you as someone that has a home, a nice home, or this and this and that, like a car, things you need, etc. How do people view my pile 3s based off their style and aesthetic? We have the Knight of Cups, so people view you as quite romantic, someone that wears their heart on their sleeve, and that's something I see here. People also view you, like I said, quite charming, quite charismatic. Since we see a unicorn here, people could also view you to have this magical type of essence to you. Like I said, some of you have a witchy style or a spiritual style in some way. So we have the 4 of Pentacles, like I said earlier, achievement. Now we see it in the actual card. People view you to be someone hardworking, to be someone that creates whatever in life you want to create, and you're not going to let that anything stop you. You're determined, and that's what people view you as. People view you as someone that doesn't focus on the past, but you move forward and focus on your future and It's like people view you as someone that has things move fast for you. Like, if that makes sense. Like, if you want something, you're gonna get it really fast, if that makes sense. And then we have the Sun card right on top of the Joy card. So people view you as naturally joyful, that you have a lot of joy and happiness in your life, or that you're always happy, or you always have something making you happy or optimistic. And it's like people also view you as someone that is optimistic even through challenges of life, even through the difficult moments that make you feel stuck. It's like people view you as someone that has this determination to get through difficult moments, but also this free-ish feeling like of this optimism towards life, okay? So I guess this is all I'm seeing in your reading, my pile threes. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!